This is ESPN Cricket for Matchday presented by Mutual Funds Sahi Hai. Final T20I of the series. It's a shame that we are getting just 2 games in this T20 match series, but South Africa need to try and salvage something after going down in the second match at Mohali. Ajit Agarkar with me. Let's talk about South Africa's batting. And we did think that without the likes of AB de Villiers, Faf du Plessis, Hashim Amla, that could be a vulnerability. And that first game, if anything, showed us
some average players.
Some average players, of course. But that first game perhaps showed us how much they rely on a Quinton de Kock, and if a David Miller doesn't perform. Now, how do you fix that? Do you need your top 2 players to perform, or can the rest of them also join in?
No, I'm sure that they've got quality. That's why they're in the squad. Sometimes experience plays a huge role, and in a T20 game where things happen so quickly, you can sort of lose your way in two or three overs where they lost those wickets. We've seen some runs from that middle order before, so I don't think they'll be overly worried because you can see that they're trying to rebuild a team, and you don't expect miracles to happen in the first game. So they won't be worried, but they'll want to see improvement going forward. The positive was de Kock and
Temba Bavuma.
Bavuma, that they got some runs at the top of the order, which will set the rest of them if they can repeat that in the next game as well. So I don't think they'll be overly worried. Of course, you'd want to win as a team, but there is a bigger picture that South Africa will be looking at.
If they had to pick a ground in India to perhaps get some form, the Chinnaswamy Stadium might just make the top list or the top 2. And we're having a look at numbers at the Bangalore venue, and we do know through our knowledge of the IPL that runs come pretty quickly here. Average first inning score of 181. This is in IPL 2019. Teams batting first and chasing have won 3 matches each. Andre Russell had something to do with one of those games. 1 match is decided on DLS excluded. And we also have a pace bowler's average of 30.6 at an economy of just 9.62, which is not bad actually. And the spinners averaging 23 with an economy of around about 8. And as we talk about the potential changes to the team, you're looking at that and you're thinking, well, maybe this is the place for the batsmen to really have a crack. Small ground and whatnot. It would be harsh to make changes to either team, I'm guessing, with the first game washed out.
Yeah, unless there are some injuries around, I wouldn't think so. It's unfortunate because I'm sure both captains would want to have a full 3-game series, and then you can try different combinations after a couple of games at least. One game it might be a little bit too harsh unless the conditions dictate that. Whether, in case you go and see a green seamer in Bengaluru, which is hard to believe, but or the track's going to spin, that you might want to play extra spinner. India is already playing 3 spinners. Ronald didn't get much of a bowl in that last game.
No temptation of a wrist spinner for you? It's the success that Yuzvendra Chahal has
Again, who do you leave out?
Right.
You know, if you want to try and build a team, you want to try and give people confidence. One game, not many of them have had an opportunity to actually bat, or the bowlers at least got their quotas in, but the batsmen, not everyone's got a long enough hit. Might be a case of maybe Virat Kohli giving somebody else an opportunity to come at number 3 and dropping himself down, because if he goes to bat at number 3 again, others don't get an opportunity to get any runs. So those sorts of things that India might look at, but I can't see any personnel change in one.
Fair enough. What about a tactical change? Like you said, if Virat Kohli, but the other thing is on Rishabh Pant, who, given the comments that Ravi Shastri, Virat Kohli, and most recently Vikram Rathod, the new batting coach, have made, spotlight seems to be on him regardless of the situation, regardless of the result, regardless of anything. Now out for 4 of a long hop in the last game. Now, would he sort of be better suited to bat lower than number 4? What's your assessment on Pant?
Yeah, it's a bit. I can't believe actually there's so much talk around a guy who's got 2 Test hundreds away from India, and you can see he can play impactful innings. T20 can sometimes get you into trouble because you have to play shots. This ball was there to be hit.
Yes.
The execution probably wasn't what he would have liked, and it's one of those things. He still hit it. And lands, and anyone who's played cricket or been around cricket knows that those sorts of things happen in cricket. He's not played a rash shot, so you've got to decide what you need from him. Whether you want him to be a number 4 batsman who bats through the innings, or you want him to be that impactful player, and you're willing to, or you're ready for those sorts of dismissals. Not the one in the previous game, but a couple of rash shots somewhere. There's too much talk of him. Maybe it's not such a bad idea. Shreyas Iyer showing some really good form, for Shreyas Iyer to come at number 4, and Rishabh Pant to maybe drop down the order and being asked to play freely. At the moment, playing number 4 is a tough job. I think we've seen over the last 3-4 years that India has been trying to find somebody, because you've got to play through the innings plus play quickly. And that's not an easy skill to have. So take some pressure off him. I think there's some unnecessary pressure being put on a guy who's still very young into his international career, and clearly he's there because he's got all the potential in the world to win India games. I think the pressure is unnecessary at the moment.
Okay, I take your point. So we're not going to have any more conversation on this. We're not going to add more pressure on Rishabh Pant. But let's hope he gets some runs to just silence his critics at the Chinnaswamy for Pant's sake. And let's have a look at our players to watch out for. It includes another dashing left-hand wicketkeeper batsman in Quinton de Kock, who's enjoyed playing for the Royal Challengers Bangalore. I mean, I say that in spite of the fact that it wasn't the brightest season that he might have had with RCB, and was traded to Mumbai. But before that, he had some, his record in the IPL at the Chinnaswamy stands as follows: 38.4 as an average, 384 runs from 10 innings, a strike rate of 146. So we do have Quinton de Kock as a potential man to watch out for, which is, I guess, no surprise.
Looked a very sort of mature innings. We know what his record against India is exceptional, obviously, but that innings in Mohali just showed a lot more responsibility, a little bit different. I guess when you become captain, everyone plays a bit differently.
It's probably a nice thing from Quinton de Kock, and questions on what he would have been.
Which is a really good thing for South Africa, that he can not only handle the pressure but play a different way as well and still score freely, because he's got all the talent in the world. So there is going to be a little bit more pressure because the likes of Faf, du Plessis, or De Villiers, Hashim Amla himself, those sort of experienced guys are not around him. Puts a little bit more pressure on him, but first signs are good that at least his batting is showing different signs, or a lot more signs of maturity under pressure.
Yeah, he'll have the threat potentially of Washington Sundar with the new ball yet again to see off first up. And we're looking at Washington Sundar as a growing threat in T20I cricket with that new ball. We're looking at him going at an economy of just 5.83 and picking up 9 wickets. This is his bowling record in the power play in overs 1 to 6 in T20I cricket. He's also quite familiar with the ground, having currently playing for Royal Challengers Bangalore as well, and quietly puts in a shift. May not have got a wicket the other day, and tends to go at that 5-6 and over mark, which does a job for his captain.
Which is incredible. With the new ball. I mean, this will be another big test at Bengaluru, but yeah, he's doing a job for the team. And with left-handers, obviously the captain is looking for him to bowl with the new ball if there are left-handers at the top of the order, and at the moment he keeps putting it. Again, the bigger picture for India as well. Who are the 4 or 5 guys that India still have to put a tick against their name, and these sorts of options are very handy for the captain when they can bowl in different situations or different parts of the game, especially a spinner bowling with a new ball, and can be impactful wickets as well. So wickets at the top of the order just makes life easy for anyone to follow.
All right, let's pick up that game after it's done. Ajit Agarkar, thank you very much. Let's hope that the weather stays clear. The Chinnaswamy's reputation of putting out an extraordinary T20 game or two in its time. The third and final T20I match of this series is in Bengaluru on Sunday. This was ESPN Cricket Info Matchday, presented by Mutual Funds. Sahi hai.